So I wanted to share a practice with you that focuses on the fire element. And the fire element is related with the heart. And the meridians related with the fire element are heart, pericardium, triple heater, and small intestine. And the main thing that it's helpful to know when it comes to a physical practice and working with these channels is that they run through the fingers, the hands, the arms, into the chest, and through the upper back primarily. So this will be the focus in this practice. And on that note, the fire element is quite intense. It's related with summer, and it's all about love, joy, passion. But when we get imbalanced in the fire element, it's more about boundaries and either being too open or maybe too closed. And that can be boundaries physically, emotionally, mentally, how we relate with others, with the world, and even with ourselves. Imbalanced, it can show up as depression, just a lack of joy, even hatred of self, first and foremost, that then can look like hatred of others. So this practice can help us tap into more joy, love, passion. And it's a really intense practice. It's because it's focused on the upper body, it's stimulating. It can get more into sympathetic nervous system. So on that note, if you have any hypertension, heart health issues, be mindful with this practice. If you're menstruating, I wouldn't recommend it. And I would also say that this is a practice that's better to do earlier in the day because it is activating and stimulating, just to be sure that it doesn't disrupt your sleep cycle. And of course, this is a very short targeted practice, so I'm not going to be balancing it out with other elements and more backline opening to counterbalance all of the frontline opening that we'll be doing in this practice. So just keep that in mind. If you want to supplement this practice with another one later in the day, I would recommend that. So let us begin in child's pose. You can come to the back of your mat and you can have the knees out wide. You can have them in, whatever is most comfortable for you. Keeping the hips into the heels as much as you can. Walk the arms out and bring the forehead down. On your next inhale, come forward onto the hands and knees. Bring the knees in hip width apart if they aren't already. And now you're going to bring the hips, lining them up between the shoulders and the knees. So the core is active. And from there, bring the fingers so they face each other. And we're going to do some push-ups in this position. So the core is strong, supporting you here. And on your next inhale, take the elbows straight out, staying flat through the body. Exhale, press down through the hands to come back up. Continue doing this, inhaling as you lower, exhale as you come up. And continuing through this, feeling that you can press down through the mounds of the index fingers, through the thumbs, feeling into the tricep line where the heart channel runs, feeling the space through the chest. Even as you lower, and the strength through the chest and the upper back. And as you come up, take the hands to face forward, tuck your toes, and come back into downward dog. So again, this is a pretty short, targeted practice. I'm not going to take you through too much warm-up. We'll let the standing postures be the warm-up for this. And just trusting that you're mindful with yourself in this practice and that you have some experience with yoga to be doing this with me now. So bring your feet together in downward dog. And on inhale, take your right leg up. Exhale, bring the knee in toward the nose, lift up through the belly, step the right foot between your hands. Take about a 45-degree angle in your back foot. We'll come up into a warrior one. And now reach out through the arms and then reach back through the hands, back through the fingers. Even feel an opening through the inside of your arms where the pericardium channel runs. Opening up through the chest, drawing the shoulder blades into the back ribs. On your next exhale, draw your arms forward, round out through the upper back. Inhale, open up through the chest, reach back through the arms, back through the hands, the fingers. Exhale, round out through the upper back. Feel the shoulder blades move on the back as you do that. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, once again, draw the arms forward. Inhale, take the arms back. Now this time, you can take a hold of your elbows, lift up through the chest. You can take reverse namaskar, whichever option you prefer. Just feel an opening through the chest, drawing the shoulders into the back. The opening through the heart channel in particular here. On your next exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Get onto the back ball of the foot. On your next inhale, we'll come straight back into a three-legged dog. Open up through the hip, bend through your knee, and continue to take the weight back so you bring your right foot down. Inhale, open into a back bend. As far as you want to open, as far as feels good for you right now. Pressing down through your left hand. We'll transition back into plank. Exhale through chaturanga, strong through the chest, the upper back. Inhale into upward dog. Exhale back, downward dog. And bring your feet together. Inhale, take your left leg up. Exhale, bring the knee toward the nose, lift up through the belly, shift your weight forward. Step your left foot between your hands. Take a 45-degree angle in your back foot through the ankle. On your next inhale, come into warrior one. Reach out through your arms and reach back through the hands, through the fingers. Feel that opening through the inside line of your arms. On your next exhale, round out the upper back, soften through the chest as you bring the arms forward. Inhale, open up through the chest, press the shoulders into the back ribs. Exhale, arms forward. Inhale, open through the chest, out through the arms, the fingers. Last time, exhale, forward. Inhale, open. If you took a hold of your elbows, change the holding of your elbows if you can. Otherwise, take reverse namaskar once again. And really pressing the pinkies against each other and into your back. Getting right into the heart channel through the pinky fingers, the outside of your hands, and opening through the chest, drawing the shoulders down. On your next exhale, take your hands to the mat, come onto the back ball of the foot, and come straight back into a three-legged dog. Bend through your knee, and continue taking the weight all the way over, bringing the left foot down. Inhale, open into a back bend. Feeling strong through your right arm, down through that hand. We'll transition back into a plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Release the knees down onto the mat. Walk the hands back so you're in tabletop. And just take any movement that feels good. Cats, cows, circling the spine. And now you can come back to sit on your heels. We'll come into an Ustrasana variation. So once again, you can take a hold of your elbows. And maybe every time you're doing this, you're feeling more space through the chest. You can be active through the core as well, so you don't have to arch too much. Or take reverse prayer. And maybe every time you take reverse prayer, you feel a little more opening and space in it as well. Come up onto your knees and just begin to lift up through the chest. If you have reverse namaskar, you can press the hands into the back, draw the palms in toward each other, draw the tailbone down, supporting the lower back. And then exhale, release. Come into child's pose, arms alongside the legs. You can cup out your lower back if you feel any tension there. And then release the arms down alongside the legs. Let yourself soften. At least a little bit of a counter posture to open up through the back. Let some water in. And now you can take your arms out into an extended child's pose. Inhale forward onto your hands and knees. Draw the elbows in and down. So the elbows are lined up with your wrists and your shoulders. Tuck your toes and come into dolphin. And really pressing down through the forearms to send the shoulders up the back. Can feel it pretty strongly through the outside of the arms, like through the heart channel. And just feeling that you can engage your breath more with your diaphragm. So keeping the breath stabilized with the diaphragm so it doesn't get too much into the chest, creating too much stress, even as you're really active in this through the upper body. And now release the knees down, relax into child's pose, arms alongside the legs once again. And take your arms out into an extended child's pose. Inhale forward onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Exhale back. Downward dog. On your next inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, opening up through the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Bend through your knees. You can use your hands to support you to come to sit. Reach out through the arms and roll down through the spine, drawing the belly in to support you as you do so. Bring the knees in toward the chest. Wrap the hands around the front of your ankles. And then bring the feet down so the heels are just to the outside of your sit bones. Plant the hands down. The heels are to the inside of your index fingers and thumbs. On your next inhale, come up into bridge. Exhale, release the hips down. Let's move dynamically a few times this way. Inhaling, taking the hips up. Exhale as you take the hips down. A couple more times in your own time. And just feeling as you come up that you're pressing down through the arms, pressing down through your upper back, the shoulders, through the small intestine channel. And then on the last time, you can come up into bridge, interlace the fingers underneath the back. You can walk the shoulders in, and then press the pinky fingers against each other so they're out long. And you can press down through the pinky fingers into the mat as you open up into a little more opening into the bridge position. Feeling strong, particularly through the upper body. Of course, through the lower body as well. And on an exhale, release down. Now I'll leave this up to you. If you want to come back into bridge, take any variations in bridge that you want to take. If you have an Urdhva Dhanurasana practice, we'll take that. So if you have Urdhva Dhanurasana, you can bring the hands, the fingers facing the shoulders, drawing the elbows in, getting the heels in as close to the sit bones as you can. So we'll move dynamically first, in and out of Urdhva Dhanurasana. So pressing down into the feet, down into your hands to lift up, inhaling as you come up. Exhaling, bringing the chin in, lowering down. Couple more times. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, down. And this time, let's come up to stay. You can shift the weight around. And just feeling that you can press down through your hands. Feel an opening through the chest, the upper back. On your next exhale, bring the chin in, come all the way down. Hug your knees in. Let's take a happy baby. Take a hold of the outside of the feet, the arms to the inside of the knees. Releasing through the lower back. And also relaxing through the shoulders, the upper back. Let the head be heavy into the mat. Just relaxing through the neck, the jaw. And bring your feet in, bring the knees in, hug the knees in. You can circle them around, whatever feels good for you at this point. Take your arms out to the side. Let the knees drop over to the left side. Let the head drop toward the right shoulder. Even just feeling into this opening through the heart channel, through the right side, and opening through the chest, down through the arm. On your next inhale, come to the center. Exhale, release the knees to the other side. Let the head drop toward the left shoulder. On your next inhale, bring the knees into the center, hug the knees in, release through the lower back. And from here, bring the feet down, take your legs out long. Release through the legs, get the shoulders into the back. Let the arms extend out from there. Let yourself relax down. is feeling the space that you've created through your chest, your upper back, and how that can create more space down through your arms, into your hands, and into your fingers. And feeling the relationship between the upper back and the chest, and that the heart space not only opens out to the front, but it opens out through the back. And let yourself enjoy Shavasana to close out this targeted practice for the heart and for the fire element.